Yeah, that's the time we needed to get started. Alrighty. Woo! Feels good to be back, people. Feels good to be back. Hopefully, you all had a very Merry Christmas. I will definitely say that sickness was rough. It was really rough on me, guys. But anyways, let's go ahead and start diving into this. So we, of course, are going to be looking across the sectors. I'm not really expecting it to get too busy in here, but once we get to the crypto side of things, a lot of the cryptos on the daily, they're starting to look better. So we could be looking for a little decent short week going into the end of the year. So I'm pretty excited about that. Pretty excited. Anyways, starting out with U.S. oil. On U.S. oil, this has me a little worried for higher gas prices. Right now, we are holding on to support at 55.63 very well. Normally, I think I said it in a couple streams ago. This looks like a descending triangle. However, what I'm noticing on the RSI is we're getting increases higher lows. So higher lows, which means there is strength building up down here. That has me a little bit worried that we're going to get a break to the upside. Let's go ahead and check out the weekly here. Now on the weekly, we do have a death cross up here. We are below the 50 simple moving average. We tried to break above it a few times. However, we are maintaining this level on a confirmed low with bullish divergence. So there's a probability here that U.S. oil is going to break to the upside. And yeah, looks like we're gonna have some issues with our gas prices, especially here in California. That could lead us to $80.09 per barrel. So there's a possibility of 41% upside on U.S. oil. That is not great for consumers. Not great. Anyways, moving on from that, we're going to look at the big dog in the house. We're looking at gold, which I had this rising wedge pattern set up, and gold does not care. Looks like it's heading to that 4,692. If we break that, your next fib level on the trending fib is 5,666. Now, I don't actually know how it's going to get up there because the market cap on gold is astronomical, right? It is ridiculous. You know what? We're gonna look this up real quick. Gold. Well, I can't type. Market cap. Gold's market cap is sitting at $31.719 trillion. That's amazing. And if we continue to the upside, we would see it increase another 24%. I don't actually know how we would do that, but wow. It's a possibility right now. I guess this is what happens when you have China out there just printing like there's no tomorrow, and they're buying up gold and silver with it. Speaking of China, and the next chart we're looking at silver that is up 10%, breaking the 20% target I had here. Now it looks like it's trying to head up to $92.54. But yeah, no, silver. Interesting things happening out in China. They are restricting the amount of silver that you are allowed to send overseas or export. They are limiting the amount of silver you can export. So they are creating more demand by shortening the supply. So this could get weird. On top of that, we have silver being used in missiles, which there's a couple wars going on, so we are actually utilizing that. But then our solid state batteries, they're also taking up a lot more silver as well. So yeah, silver, the run might not be over. We are severely overbought. I do not recommend buying at these prices. Wait for some type of pullback. But I mean, sheesh. This pullback back here lasted all of 3 weeks, and then it just took off. Who knows? Maybe we get another gift like that as soon as the new year starts. We'll have to wait and see. But as of right now, we are going parabolic. And yeah, 92.54 would be the next target. We'll see how this goes. Severely overbought on the weekly. and the daily. Oh my goodness. Yeah, wild. Would not be surprised if we gap down at open on Monday and then see what happens from there. All right, next up we got is copper. So copper here, I did have this marked out a while ago, and it looks like copper's the next to start popping off. If we look at it on the weekly here, you are not overbought. And then another really interesting thing here, because the RSI and the way it works, you can actually just draw trend lines just like you would anything else. So if you draw this, it is right now trying to break out of the downtrend that you were stuck in on the weekly RSI. Yo, what's up, Rich? How you doing? Yeah, that $45 price is back then was a great buy. It was a great buy. But yeah, looking at this downtrend here, we are breaking out for copper. So copper might be the next one you guys might want to start diving headfirst into, because these metals are going insane. So price target on copper, $8.02, $8.02. From when I first posted this, that was a 51% move to the upside. We have already started going. So good luck to anybody who decides to take that. Enjoy. All right, platinum. It hit that 25% target that we were talking about, and it is still running. So that's great. That's neat. Next target, $2,945. It is just ripping. New all-time high. New all-time high. It's officially in price discovery. So let's go platinum. You're going crazy. Going crazy. All right, I do need to check in on NVIDIA real quick just to see what it's doing. NVIDIA looks so damn good. Oh my goodness. This setup for NVIDIA, I did post it inside the Discord. Looks great. I'm not going to mess around with it at all because, you know, it's just starting out. It's breaking out of the downtrend and it's starting to move. Weekly looks solid. Let it run. All right, MicroStrategy. This one I do want to pay attention to. We are oversold on the weekly. We're sitting right above that 200 simple moving average. Now, the reason why we want to pay attention to MicroStrategy is because we have not done a bearish backtest at that 255 level yet. So right now, what could happen, we could be seeing some type of daily bullish divergence. Let's find out real quick. Live on stream. Yep. Bullish divergence on the daily. So what we could start seeing is a little move to the upside. And we all know Michael Saylor. As soon as that stock starts gaining some traction, he's going to make more or issue more stock so that he can start buying up more Bitcoin. So we are pulling for MicroStrategy for all the wrong reasons. In the long run, MicroStrategy might be a problem for Bitcoin, but for now, I think we're okay. Anyways, if we do continue to the downside, 117 looks like solid support. I would start looking for longs. Though. Pretty oversold. Seeing that bullish div, it's looking like a buying opportunity right now. And then this level right here, 138. If we do get a sudden drop, I think that would be a strong bounce area. Very strong bounce. But we'll see. We have a little zone down here. Little zone. Yo, good evening. How you doing, Bernard? So yeah, stay above 152.13. We're cooking. And this could be your confirmation low, which is even better, which means we could start looking at the possibility of a 618 golden retrace. So going from your high to your low, we'll just use the support level. It could get as high as 284, which that would be a confirmed breakout of the downtrend. That would be a big deal. I'm not counting on that, but I am counting on some form of common retrace. So maybe it's going to go from this high here and then get a bearish back test. Maybe. We'll see. Next up, we got Coinbase. Coinbase, it is so close to my target. That 21% downside, nobody could have called it because nobody knows what's going on in this market. We just had this sitting here for the last week and a half. It's fine. But looking at the weekly here, low stochastics in the bearish control zone. This has every right to go sideways. If we can tap 215 and we stay above 215 for any period of time, especially breaking out of this recent downtrend, that could be extremely bullish for Coinbase. I do think the crypto space needs to start picking it up so they can start upping their fees. But until that happens, we're just kind of sitting back and waiting to see where the support is for Coinbase. But when the momentum starts up again, whoo, Coinbase is probably going to be a real contender. So pay attention to Coinbase. All right, next up I got for you guys is PayPal. So looking at PayPal here, PayPal looks amazing to me. Absolutely amazing to me. So right now what's happening with PayPal is they happen to be making 3 times their normal amount of revenue, or 3 times the revenue than their stock is worth. Something like that. And I was like, what? That's a weird metric. What's going on there? Coinbase looks like BTC. It kind of does. Kind of does. So yeah, I noticed on the weekly we do have this uptrend for PayPal, and we're testing the uptrend with support at $58. Zoom out. That we'll look at it eventually. Promise. Maybe Monday. I just want to see how things open on Monday, honestly. When it comes to stocks, I'm not going to backtrack to stocks. I'm just not going to. They're closed, so they don't matter. But, anyways, on the weekly for PayPal, looking like in the short term, we could see a 7.3% move to the upside. In the longer term, PayPal, this does look pretty damn juicy. So, if the economy starts getting a little better and we see more of the personal businesses picking up again, PayPal is actually a really great service for a lot of individuals running their own business. So, could see this thing back up to 211 sometime within the next 5 years, but where it's at right now and the new uptrend that's formed, kind of a really good opportunity to start piling into PayPal. So, just a little food for thought there for all you stock bugs out there. I did buy myself a little Christmas present. We have our first options trade that I opened up on Plug Power. Plug Power. So I ended up buying 3,000 contracts on options that they expire like 2027 in January. So I'm long time frame here, really long time frame. But on the weekly on Plug Power, this thing looks really nice going to the upside. We are flirting with that uptrend right now. However, as long as we stay above 161, I'm not going to worry too much about it. We have low stochastics on the weekly. We are sitting on neutral territory. That's fine. It's the daily showing that hidden bullish divergence. That's what really has my noodle cooking about this, and I'm excited about it. So I'm thinking it's going to make a 244% move to the upside, getting up to about 747. All I needed to do is by January of 2027 be above $5. That's all I need. Just be above $5, and I'm doing pretty good. So yeah, first options trade. We're here. I'm not asking you to look at it. Just continuing my thought. Oh, got it. But yeah, so this is my little Christmas present that I look forward to seeing what it does. Can I look at Perpy, please? I certainly can. Certainly can. The saga continues on Perpy. All right, let's go ahead and check out Bitcoin. Bitcoin, what everybody's really here for. The crypto. The cryptos. Alrighty, so Bitcoin here. On the daily, you can see the increase in relative strength. This is looking good. We can see the coiling up. We are stuck in between a rock and a hard place here, but that uptrend still intact, damn it. We are still intact. Ooh, not that. The weekly. Checking out our weekly. So on the weekly, we can still see the absolute beauty of... What? So we can see the absolute beauty of hidden bullish divergence here. on Bitcoin, absolutely amazing. And the fact that we are just hanging out at this level, low stochastics in the bearish control zone. Yes, there's a possibility we go down to 80,000, but I think if it does go down there, I mean, they would have done it by now, right? They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 whole weeks of trading sideways. 6 weeks. Of course, everyone and their sister is going to be like, well, that's bearish. The only problem with that is you're still in this uptrend and you're testing the uptrend. So, yeah, there's an argument for it to be bearish, but if we break this downtrend here, then the prevailing trend takes over and we look for higher highs. So we are kind of just sitting in limbo waiting for this RSI to reset, which that means upside potential. So we're looking at the possibility of 109,000, and we'll see what happens from there. We'll see what happens from there. Yeah, my son has fallen asleep. God, he was driving me nuts today. Checking out our daily, we're getting a high stochastic, which I don't like when we're right up against a resistance. I really don't like that. I usually like to short those things, and unfortunate. The only benefit I do see is the fact that ever since we got the death cross, we never back tested the 200. So what happens very, very often, price likes to go test that 200 just to make sure it's resistance. So with that being said, that 109 gets right back in play even on the daily. If it does test that, then we roll over and we end up making a lower low. That's when we're in some trouble. However, if we end up bouncing off 93,761 as support, well, that means, oh, bull market back on, baby, let it run. But if it's anything like the past couple times, you're not really going to get that pullback you're hoping for. It's probably just going to go up, chatter around, fly up to a new high, pull back, and then run again. I mean, it's just like back here. It came up, created a higher high, chattered around, and then ran to a new high. So if they keep playing by the same playbook, we're about to see a new run and a new possible 138,000 Bitcoin eventually. No idea on the time frame, but we'll see if they play by the same playbook. We'll see. We'll see. The Fed needs to play ball as well. They need to keep on injecting that money, which they have injected a lot. Holy smokes, they are injecting money left and right through that little repo center. Oh, it's crazy. It's actually crazy. All right, hold on. Let's go to liquidation heat map. Let's get a quick little refresh while we're live. So, refresh live. You can see no one knows what Bitcoin's going to do on the 24-hour time frame. No one knows. Looking at our weekly, though. Looking at the weekly, looks like the longs are piling up. So this could be great or horrible. We're going to find out soon. This week on Dragon Ball Z, we're going to find out. But if we actually have some fireworks for the new year, that's going to be awesome. Because it could just spike on up here. Let's go ahead and check out the monthly. So the 1 month here. Now on the monthly, we do have major liquidity up here. $343 million at $90,807. So that's nice. All of these longs down here are new. They're fresh. They came in around Christmas. But these shorts, they've been in here ever since December 22nd. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And then, of course, for funsies, we're going to look at the 1 year. And on the 1 year, longs got devastated. Absolutely devastated. Looks like there's hardly any shorts up here. So, you know, everybody's just kind of in their woes about Bitcoin right now. But anyways, Bitcoin, in my opinion, doesn't look that bad right now. Checking out Ethereum. Ethereum hanging on to the uptrend. Great. Awesome. Love to see it. We need to stay above 2,881. If we can, then we could possibly see a run to 4,076. We're just being patient. Being very, very patient. I hope the market does something soon. I really do. I hope it does something soon. Looking at Solana. Solana, I was thinking we were going to test 113, but new development here. Bullish divergence, higher low. Now it looks like we're going to have to start playing around with the idea of 150 coming in hot. All right, Solana. It's this higher low. That gets you out of your shorts. As soon as you see a higher low on the daily, you're like, oh, time to change it up. All right, going into XRP, same thing here. You got your bullish divergence, and then you got a higher low. So at this point, if you're in shorts on XRP, might want to get out of your shorts. Just might. Target right now would be 274. 274. So there's for the XRP army. A little bit of hopium for you. Little bit of hopium. It's the start of a possible 46% move. Looking at ADA, we can thank Rich from the community on this one. Rich called it out. He was like, hey, look at ADA. And I was like, all right, I'll look at it. Beautiful miniature uptrend here that is getting tested and held. As long as it can stay above 36.18, ADA is doing pretty darn decent. That means more people are in ADA now than they were in the past. So this is actually a really good look. And if it decides it wants to actually get its act right, get moving and grooving, 73.51 is your target. So you could actually see a little bit of positiveness on the new year for ADA. Could be a 99% move out of ADA. We still need to break out of the downtrend. We still need one more confirmation. But you know what? It's a start. It is a start. So that's good. Checking out H-bar here. So H-bar I did have on the daily this beautiful blue box, which apparently got tested perfectly. Tested the box, higher low, now wants to make some higher prices. I would be extremely cautious on this one because you're still in a downtrend. I'm only looking for this to get up to 13,591. So getting up about 18%, not too shabby. Would not be a bad time. But H-bar, looking like there's some hope. A little bit of hopium there. Still could come back down to this blue box for a confirmation. Would not be strange in the least. But as of right now, it looks like there's a little bit going on. Maybe there's some hope. Checking out BNB. So BNB token right now, still maintaining the uptrend. Oh boy, Death Cross coming in hot. Death Cross will be confirmed by tomorrow. However, we are putting in the higher lows on the RSI. So this thing could actually defy a Death Cross if Bitcoin plays ball. And if that is the case, we could see this thing back up to $1,151. So BNB token, pay attention to it. It's doing things. Aave, I did make a video on this one. It does look like it's trying its best to try maintain this uptrend, trying its damnedest. Maybe somebody saw my video and they started buying up a bunch of Aave. But yeah, we're looking for 269 as long as the infighting does not continue. If they start getting a little vicious on their infighting and then they start, like the founders start selling off their tokens and whatnot and suing, it's going to be a mess. It's going to be an absolute mess. But the market makers, looks like they actually want to push this thing to the upside, about 76%. And then the two trades that I'm currently sitting in crypto, we have SPX here. I've been in this trade for, seriously, like 5 days. It's been a long time. My profit taking level is 6259. It is a 618 golden retrace up here. On the daily, I did see we hit a low, confirmation low, and then the higher low. That's what got me into the trade, but you can see we were in a downtrend. Break, confirmation, higher low. That's where I got in. Now we're riding it up. So we are in the green right now. I have been very patient on this 25x long. We're only up 245%, but we are chilling and grilling, baby. Chilling and grilling. Then we're also in a 15x Brett long. We're up 34%, and I'm going to show you that trade right now. So looking at Brett here, same scenario. Same scenario. You came down for a low. You confirmed the low. Higher lows are being placed. Therefore, I get into the trade. Anyways, I'm just looking for this 30% to the upside. And we're chilling. We're chilling and grilling, baby. Waiting to see if we can actually break above that 50 simple on the daily. But the market this holiday season, we have no degens. None. They're gone. Where'd they go? We need those degenerates out here to start pumping up these BS token prices. Anyways, let's go ahead and get to your guys' request. It is a very important request. This is the saga that continues. This is the one that keeps me up at night. Perpy. Alright, let's check out Perpy real quick. And, yeah, it feels good to be back, guys. I do plan on getting more consistent again. But remember, I am going deep into rugby season, okay? So, like, the real season starts up, not next week Saturday, but the week after Saturday. So, yeah. It's going to be a whole thing that I got to work out. But, yeah, looking at Perpy here. Perpy, I would have loved it if it came back down here to 2011. I would have liked it so much more. Right now, it just seems like you're going to set up for a lower high, possibly getting you back up to 2932. I would have really liked it. Just a nice confirmation down here. You did get a confirmation low before the breakout, but after the breakout, getting the confirmation again is always nice. Your daily kind of looks fine. Solid bounce, not too shabby. You do have this weird level here. Probably see it better on the 4 hour. Yeah, probably. Oh, and you're below the 200 on the 4 hour. Someone could argue you have hidden bearish divergence. Argument is there, but we're not going to focus in on that. We're going to focus in on where the resistance is. All this. So this box is what you got to break above and stay above it. So you can see how it was acting as support, and then you broke below, became a resistance, tried to get above, fell below, fell back below again. Now it's acting as resistance once again. So you're gonna need somebody to come in and show Perpy some love. But yeah, I would like it much better at that 2011 level. Or if you come back down and maintain the exact same level you're at, game on. Start going in. That means people like it at this level and they're going to try and push it. But you just recently had a nice push to the upside. You're bleeding out. And considering it's low volume, you're expecting that 2011 to play out again. So, sorry to not have better news. But I will say, if you do maintain this higher low, get above that blue box, your target's still all the way up here at 8904. Still all the way up there. So there's a possibility of some greatness happening here. There's a possibility. But yeah. As of right now, 4 hour looks like it wants to roll over. That high stochastic has me extremely worried. Extremely worried. Your daily resetting the stochastic so quickly, and you're just entered that bearish control zone. You could go up or down right now. A lot of things to be worried about with Perpy. A lot of things. So yeah, my thought process, we see a little bit of downside. Another 21% downside, very possible. Want to check out some AVAX? I got you covered on AVAX. But yeah, that's my thought process. We'll see how this thing pans out. AVAX right now, I don't like this. I don't like the look of this. If you were on support at 1058, I would love it. But I'm not a fan of this. Looks like you're about to get really disappointed. Like this girl brought home a box that looks like takeout, and you found out it's your clothes from her house because she is gonna break up with you, and you're like, oh, damn! And it's like one of those boxes that's made for the place, and you're like, oh, this is gonna be the greatest food ever. No, it's just your belongings. And now it smells like leftover food. It's kind of a disappointment. Anyways, as of right now, you still have a chance of getting up to that 1349. So there's a positive. It could get a little bit higher, unless something weird happens. But could get a little bit, a little 5.68% could be. You're putting in so much bullish divergence. You're kind of waiting for it to just roll over one more time, give you that fake out, test that 1058, then give you a higher low. And then you want to jump into your longs. Because then you have so much more room to go up. And then you have the confirmation, you get everybody excited about it. And that's when you can start looking at it from this perspective of this. And your new target would be 1894. So if you can get down there, that's what we want. 74%. That's what we want. But this right now, it's looking like you got a little bit of morning wood. Then you're going to remember you're in your 40s. So it's just going to flop over. It's not ideal. Not ideal. I feel like it wants to fill the wick, though. Kind of scary. But would be great entry. Yeah. It could fill that entry. The wick. It really could. It really could. This high stochastic on the daily off nothing. Yeah, that has me the most worried. Most worried. Which makes me think 1058. Got to give it more time. But it's looking more and more like we're getting down there. Oh yeah, I promised a video to everybody and I was unable to record it.
He belongs on your desk.
Okay, damn. I had him in the room. Love you. My wife gave me a penguin that I need to keep on my desk in my line of sight at all times while I'm at the desk. Hi, Mom. That's funny. All right, so big thing I think is happening for next year, guys. So there's a little bonus section, but energy sector. Energy sector is kind of a big deal. You have Japan opening up their trade time. Kate, see, you'll be punished, bad boy. Yes, I will be punished. But yeah, I think the energy sector is going to be a big deal. Japan just recently, they're reopening their largest nuclear power plant ever since Fukushima. And that had me looking at a bunch of nuclear energy plays. Which, this one right here, Constellation Energy, on your daily looks pretty gosh darn solid. At all-time highs, uptrend achieved. As long as you stay above 360, this thing might go absolutely crazy. So, checking it out on the weekly, that's what had me most excited. Look at the reset of the RSI. Look how you're just maintaining in that bullish control zone. This looks like it's going to be the next sector to watch. So, going into next year, I don't want anybody to be like, but I had no idea. We're talking about it live on stream. I have two targets here, 488, 609 for this one. So we're looking at possible 36% to a 67% upside. When I said I was going to be playing in the stock world more often, bet your ass I'm doing that. This is a great trade setup, and I do believe it's going to play out. We're sitting right on top of that trend line, and we keep catching bids off of it. So, yeah. The more AI is going to need energy, I think nuclear is going to be the go-to. Next one we got is CCJ, Kamiko, whatever this thing is. Looks the exact same, looks just as beautiful, and it's at all-time highs. All-time highs, back to neutral territory on the weekly, hanging on to this uptrend. This is absolutely gorgeous. So, of course, we're going to do the exact same thing here. We're going to pull from the high to the low, which, oh my goodness. We could see this thing hit 116 to 146. Wow. Wow. That's just downright impressive. 27% to possibly 57% on your next leg up. Kind of sexy, kind of snazzy. Those looking good. Now let's look at BWXT. BWX Technologies. You're going to notice a trend here. They look beautiful. They absolutely beautiful. All-time highs. They're going nuts. So right now, this one, I kind of like it a little bit better because you did backtest your former highs and then you created a higher low. So it's a really big deal out here. Really, really big deal. So your next target you're looking at is 263 to 327. So just pointing this out for you. 49% to the upside, or possibly getting up to 86% to the upside. So something to pay attention to. SMR, this one's in a very precarious spot. This is New Scale Power Corporation. This one is on a big pullback, deep pullback here. However, you can see from the past, previous all-time highs, previous consolidation, we are now confirming that level if we can hold. But the most beautiful part of all, the absolute most beautiful part, is you end up seeing something like this, where you're like, oh, that's those are a lot of lower lows. Looks like BTC too, right? But then you look back here, that's the start of the trend. We have hidden bullish divergence the entire way up. This one I'm actually pretty excited about, as long as it has no bad news. Pretty excited about it. But change percentage, gainers and losers. Okay, new power is maintained at buy by B rally. So yeah, institutions are saying it's time to buy this thing. I like this setup. I really do. I really like it. And going with the trending fib tool here, I would be going from here to here. I would be going with that low just to see if we got up there. We almost got to the 59.84. Almost got up there. What caused the dump? I'm not sure. I need to research that. I got sick before I could research it. So that's why the video didn't come out yet. I got really sick, and the idea of reading? Yeah, right. So once I do find out what caused this dip, I will either have it on the video or not. But this one looks pretty damn good to me. From a technical standpoint, this looks beautiful. Hopefully there's no other issues. OKLO Inc. This thing also looking pretty damn nice. You can see it on the RSI as well. You basically had a low, lower low. Now it looks like we're trying to create a lower low. However, we are dancing on that uptrend slash support. So there's a chance that we do lose the uptrend, but we maintain the support, try to break back above, or we get to see lower prices. But I will say, we do have a lot of support right here. A lot of support from the previous highs. So this kind of looks like profit taking to me, if I'm being honest. This just looks like profit taking because from your low to high, this thing went nuclear. Pun intended. But anyways, this thing went up 3,276%. I'd take some profits, just personally speaking. And now, knowing that I'm going to be buying everything, or not everything, but a lot of things on options, yeah, I'd be I'd be taking some profits, man. I mean, from August of 2024 to the peak in October of 2025. That's crazy. In the stock market, that's nuclear energy. Yeah. We can tell where the real money's been playing. You want to check out Dash? I got you, Hayden. I got you. We'll check out some Dash. But yeah, so this thing looks pretty darn good to me. You're back in neutral territory on the weekly. You're on top of support. This looks great. Where it could be heading after this, this one's going to be actually a little tough. So I would mark it from here to here. So how high did we get? We got to that 1618. We pulled back very harshly. If we do get a run up again, 241 would be the target. So yeah, that's it's looking interesting to me here, bud. Is in the rare earth sector. That space got overbought. Oh, it's in the rare earths, huh? Because I was looking into nuclear power and this one started popping up. So that's why I looked into it. I didn't realize, oh, well, I guess uranium is a rare earth. I didn't think about that. Did not think about that one bit. All right, checking out Dash here. Checking out the Dash. Dash on the weekly does not look bad at all. We got all of our downside in, I'll tell you that. Oof, sheesh. Well, you know what? We're just gonna. Yeah, there's a lot of artwork on here. We're gonna clear that. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Let's go ahead and check our levels. Our weekly levels. We're sitting on one or under one. Ugh. Don't want to be under it. I don't want to be under it, man. Alright. We got this right here as well. Okay. Little unfortunate. This, I mean, it's trying, but you're expecting a lot of consolidation right now and possible downside. That's unfortunate. You did not touch the 3363 that you wanted. Really wanted to touch that because this is a nice little area here where you see a lot of chop. That would have caught you pretty nicely. Right now, we're seeing, are we going to get back above 46.98? Is this a confirmed test of the 200 in a bullish confirmation? And we're going to see way more upside? We're not sure yet. We're not sure. Let's check our daily. Daily is basically bouncing off that 200 like it's going out of style or something. I don't know. I had something better in my head for a second there. It went away. Well, this is very lackluster. Very lackluster. Even if you get a rally up and you think you're broken out, your daily level of resistance could hold you down. So right now, even if the rally continues, I'm looking for major resistance at that 53.48 from these previous highs, previous support, previous resistance. If you confirm this as a resistance, then I'm going to be looking for prices somewhere around 33.63 again, or even back down to 29.12. At this point in time, you had a low, you broke out, and you're trying to get that rounded bottom to the upside. So the argument would be a 618 golden retrace. So here's your argument on where it could be going. And that's getting right up to that 57.78, or even stopping at the bearish 5.0 at that 53.48. I want to short everything in crypto. The few channels with good TA I watch are showing 74K BTC, then dumped to 63. I don't see that because I look at the weekly time frame, and the weekly's not giving me that. The weekly is basically saying, like, we should be seeing a strong bounce soon. So I'm not in that bearish camp right now. I'm just not. I'm actually sitting in longs. Like, I'm literally sitting in longs. I'm up 239% on SPX. I'm also up 26% on Brett. I'm actually sitting in longs. So it's like I don't see the dump. I see what was it, 28 or 29 billion dollars in options expired this previous Friday. Honestly, I think they're just reevaluating what do they want to do. And then you also have the poly market, so people are betting in the direction that Bitcoin's going to outperform the S&P 500 and gold. I don't know. Maybe I'm just paying too much attention to what rich people are doing rather than what TA people are saying. Also, I look at the weekly because stock market, I look at the weekly. Institutions have been inside of the crypto space. I need to look at the weekly. Bears are GAI. I don't know what that means. What's up, Tony? How you doing? I don't know what that means. So yeah, on your daily, we could see another 21% upside if this thing does keep on getting some movement. Let's check your 4 hour. 4 hour already getting overbought. Bearish backtest on the 200. I would be looking for a bit of a rollover because that is a lower high and hidden bearish divergence. So confirmation low makes the most sense. I would probably look to short this one. Oh, gotcha. So I would be looking for a rollover, or I would look for this thing to reset something. It just, I like that it's trying to move in the right direction. And yeah, it's that 1 hour. The 1 hour is trying to save you. 1 hour is trying to push this thing to new highs. It's just if it does get up there, awesome, love it, 21% upside. But don't be nervous if you happen to lose this 43.96 and you start dropping back down. 33.63 is the target. So that's what I would be aiming at if you lose your support. If we do start selling, be looking for 23% downside. Unless we see Bitcoin dump, which I don't really see that happening, I'm thinking the 21% upside's about to play out. I think that's where it's coming. Bears will win. I'm just not shorting heavily yet. I don't know. Maybe they will. If we look at Bitcoin's past, did the Bears ever win? If we really look at it, if we really think about it, if you're saying Bears win because we end up making lower lows and we zoom out, it's like the one thing we can say about Bitcoin is when you hit bear market lows, you never see those lows again. So technically bears have always lost, right? They're just always losing. Just give them enough time. They just lose a lot. He's out here losing. Just losing. What was that notification? Weird. No idea. But yeah. So this is what I'm talking about when I say looking at the weekly. It's like you see this green line, and then you look at your RSI. And you look at the RSI and you're like, hey, wait a minute. That's hidden bullish divergence. That's what's going to catch the most people off guard. Because no one's paying attention to hidden bullish divergence. That's why it's hidden. It is hidden. The only thing they're paying attention to is the bearish divergence over top. No one wants to pay attention down below. And especially with this one right here. The fact you had a low, significantly lower RSI on the weekly. But if you zoom back out here, oh, you're still putting in that higher low with hidden bullish divergence. That is one of the biggest arguments for the bulls right now, where it's like, are we just ignoring the lower low on the RSI with higher prices? Because I see a low and a higher low. So that's why. But anyways, I'm not here to argue with anyone. I just say what I see on the charts. I definitely say, hey, we could see another dip all the way down to 80,734, but I don't know that we're going to. I really don't. Best arguments, bears suck. Chat, can we 2x likes? I don't know. I doubt it. New coins on ZoomX. I like new coins on ZoomX after they pop hard, then short. I only get handful from time to time. I haven't even heard of those. Yeah, I am so out. I am so far out of the meme coin loop. It is amazing. And now I'm over here diving into stocks and stuff. I think I'm just getting further and further away from meme coins as time goes on. It's kind of a shame. Because if you caught me during the last bull run, during the COVID bull run, oh my god. Meme coins had such a great part of my heart. I was all over it. It was like a full-time job. I'll tell you what. It was crazy. Tony, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, man. Whew. I loved it back then. It was great. And now I'm just like, I could not be bothered. I can't pay attention to those things. I have children. I'm just focused on, can I make money right now or not? Do I have to pay attention to it every hour? No, can't do it if I have to pay attention every hour. Can't do it. It's probably a natural progression. I was 2 last year, and the year before. Oh, really? I guess so. Where'd all these viewers come from? Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? Welcome in. Is it because I'm not just running off? Just like, not just, okay, I'm done with the TA, dipping out? Is that why? All right. Another one that's interesting to me here. Uniswap. Let's just say if Uniswap loses that 523 level, it's not going to be a good time. Just send it. What's up? How you doing? What is up? So looking at this one on the daily here, Uniswap looks like it wants to find higher prices. Just a little bit, not too much. I would not get too greedy with this one because you are below that 200 on the daily. Looking like you could squeeze out a 694 just to piss off the shorts, you know? Another 13% upside just to piss off those shorts. Because where all the shorts are probably sitting and hanging out, where you could liquidate a lot of them, is probably right there at that 643. So you get a break to the upside, liquidate all of them, push you to that 694, and then roll it back over and hit 523 again. They go like, I knew I was right. No. But it's another weird case of like, you set a low, you confirmed your low, it's a higher low, and then you look at your RSI and you've been gaining strength this whole time. You're like, probably not the best time to short. You might want to pay attention to those higher lows on the RSI. Might want to pay attention to those. Let's see what the 4-hour looks like on this. Maybe we can get a little scalperoonie out of this. Bullish cross on the 4-hour, maintaining above the 50 simple. This is an interesting looking one. Very interesting. Looking at the 1-hour. 1-hour maintaining, but I hate that high stochastic. Really do hate that. I would like to see it pull back a little bit. You do have an uptrend to work off of. However, I want to see it stay above this. Stay above that 596. Maybe even test it. If you can stay above that, that would be phenomenal. You can see back here, it was acting as a support until you lost it. Then it became a resistance until now you just broke through it. So this thing actually could run a little bit. You might be looking at 13.5% upside. I kind of like this. I kind of like it. Just reset that stochastic. Then I'd be more inclined. Oh, your 15's trying to reset for you, but you got overbought. Oh, so sad. So sad. Yeah. But anyways, guys, so needless to say, probably don't need to worry too much about Bitcoin in the short term. We'll see what happens going into Monday. Other than that, I'm going to stay in my longs because I'm trading based off the daily. And yeah, I plan on seeing everybody inside of the Discord. It's a free Discord, everybody. Link is in the description. So if you're not a part of the Discord, join the Discord. We have some great tools in there where it's you can actually like just scroll on down. You can ask for crypto, or you can ask for chart setups right here. You can just request it. I get to it at my earliest convenience. But also I post stock setups. I also post crypto setups. These are all free. So you guys can jump in there, join us. And if you feel like bragging about your gains, you can always do that. You know, people bragging in here about their great trades. So yeah, we're just kind of building up the community, and don't be a jackass. Don't be a jackass. That's all I ask. I'm very quick to ban people, especially jackasses. So don't be a jackass. Anyways, I'm going to get on out of here, guys. I do appreciate each and every one of you who came in. I appreciate those who hit the like button even more. If you didn't, hopefully you don't step on any Legos. Or, you know, stub your toe while it's dark and cold. You should hit the like button. It sends good karma. Those things might be avoided. Anyways, I'll catch you guys later. I do plan on being live again on Monday. If price action's going crazy tomorrow, I'll go live tomorrow. But I doubt it's going to be going crazy. So anyways, I'll catch you guys latest on Monday. And take it easy. Deuces. Much love. Peace.